We are pleased to announce I Am Walt Disney, the 18th picture book in the New York Times bestselling Ordinary People Change the World series of biographies about heroes. This book by bestselling author Brad Meltzer tells the story of Walt Disney. Each book in the series tells the story of one of America's icons in a lively, conversational way that works well for the youngest nonfiction readers and that always includes the hero's childhood influences. This volume features Walt Disney, who made dreams come true for himself and the countless kids around the world. Available wherever fine books are sold.
Enchanted Tiki Talk is brought to you by Kingdom Strollers. Our premium stroller and crib rentals are delivered straight to your Disney or Orlando area resort. It couldn't be easier. Book yours at kingdomstrollers.com. And Mouse Pros. Let our travel specialist plan your next vacation. Our concierge level service gives you the perfect hassle-free vacation. Get your free quote from Sean or any of our magical agents at mousepros.com. And now, it's show time!
Your attention, please. One show for you to see. One for you and everyone.
Oh, look at all the people. Pay attention, it's show time.
I am always ready, as you say, to put on the show.
My goodness, you're all staring at us. We better start the show rolling.
Wait! We forgot to wake up the Glee Club.
Aloha. Come to the Tiki Room. Get your expialidocious tickets right here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Enchanted Tiki Talk. This is episode 302 for the week of September 19th, 2019. Look at that, 2 19s in there.
3-0 deuce.
So, I guess this week, Matt's here too, I think.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, you are? Okay. Wasn't sure. You know, sometimes...
Wait, you didn't really, you just said something, and I don't know. Sorry. I was waiting for my cue to make my grand entrance, and you never gave me the cue.
I got nothing. I used it all up in last week's episode.
Thank goodness.
What, the red carpet and pixie dust is not enough for you? What do you want? Like a marching band or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Who
doesn't want a marching band?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, that's all I could think of.
That's the clown car.
I was going to say, you calling yourself a clown?
Well...
All right, so getting back to the Travelocity stuff from last week. This week I have brought in all-star music.
Oh no!
Oh well, this should be awesome.
Okay.
Like a -2 stars.
Yeah. Here's the first one. This one didn't have a name, but it says room conditions are. This chooses 2 out of 5 stars. Room conditions are old and outdate. This is from February. Not even a coffee maker or microwave to heat my kid's mic. Like, why does your kid...
I feel bad for Mike.
Yeah.
Why does he have to get heated up inside of a microwave?
I know. Poor thing.
That's why he was so excited about vacation. I didn't have to go in the microwave anymore.
Why? They don't even have a hot plate in here.
The next one is from February of last year. 2 out of 5 stars. Staying at a Disney resort, I had high expectations. I was disappointed with everything we experienced. We checked in 5 hours prior to when check-in was because our flight ended up being early. All right, so let's take a step back there. Like, was your flight
5 hours early?
5 hours early?
That's a hell of an airline right there.
I know. Like, where were they coming from?
And, I mean, well, think about it. Let's just say... they were supposed to check in at 4 o'clock.
Right.
If they're 5 hours early, I mean, rooms are not even ready. So were they supposed to be like, oh, okay, you're here 5 hours early. Here you go. We were expecting you.
We're expecting you.
All who come to this happy place on time.
So, a room wasn't available for us at the time, and we had to wait. My family and I wanted our suitcase so we can get our bathing suits and go to the pool while waiting. I was told it would be 5 hours after the flight arrived before I'd be able to see my suitcase. I've never heard such a thing in my life. I also gently reminded them that it had already been 5 hours. They did manage to find my
I'm
suitcase.
sure gently reminded is
Right.
It's accurate.
They did manage to find my suitcase after I insisted they do so. There
Gently.
were 2 pools, and they were great. My son had a great time swimming. We were supposed to have a room ready at 3 p.m., but it wasn't ready until 5:15. When we got to our room, we noticed the following. The TV was not plugged in. There were no batteries in the remote. The mini fridge was turned off. The alarm clock was set to the incorrect time, and there was mold on the shower curtain. I will not be staying here again, nor will I be recommending it to any friends or family.
This is a some-star resort, not an all-star.
Here's one more. This is 1 out of 5. Not good hotel, too small of room. Okay. Was not happy with room.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's what I was saying. Wait,
I thought that was it.
Was not happy with room. A lot of things was wrong. Sink wouldn't drain. Had to walk far distance to room. Was taken care of by Disney. Put us in better hotel. Wouldn't recommend value resort. Go moderate or deluxe resort. Spend the extra money. Obviously, they must have used a translator, but he is James from Georgia.
Yeah, that's like when I call T-Mobile and I get Hank from Georgia.
Right.
And it sounds like Raj from The Big Bang Theory.
I mean, obviously these people, like I said last time, are probably going for the first time and don't know what to expect.
Exactly.
I mean,
Like,
it is
this
humorous.
is not the hotel I saw on TV.
They would show me this grand-looking building.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers in it. Yeah, that's the grand version.
Yeah,
My room was not in Cinderella Castle. I have no idea where they put me.
this is not magical.
All right. So let's take a quick break.
I had the most incredible dream. We were greeted by princesses and swashbuckling pirates. We escaped to our own island. And we could fly. We met all kinds of wonderful characters. And were guests at a royal banquet. And the best part? It wasn't a dream at all.
Disney Cruise Line, the vacation your whole family has been dreaming about.
We're back from break. All right. So this week on the show, we're going to talk about my trip to, I guess we'll do like the cruise line sort of Disney World. So 2 weeks ago, I did talk about my experience with Hurricane Dorian and what happened, but I think we're going to focus more on the cruise itself and what that experience is like. Matt has been on the cruise, so he can certainly help me out, and Keith can just...
I can wave from shore.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Bye.
So, one of the things that what they have is the sail away party, which we missed.
Yeah, we did too.
Did you? Yeah, we missed it. We are up at guest services for because we had put Connor on my mother-in-law's reservation, and we weren't sure. He wanted to be able to open up our room, so he needed another key to our room. So we had to get a spare key for him, and because he was freaking out that he wouldn't be able to get into our room, so we didn't get to see the going away party before we took off. But the port in Cape Canaveral, man, it's pretty big, and it can hold a lot of people. And I was impressed with the check-in. We didn't have much of a wait. We got there, I guess, around 11 or so, 11:30. And then within the next half hour, they started letting people on, and we were group number 10, so we went on the boat. But the sailaway party, we caught the tail end of it. There's music and dancing up on the deck, but we were just looking at the sights around us coming out of port, which was really neat.
I thought it was pretty cool the people that actually... I know some that have family or traveling or whatever, but actually show up to see the boat off.
Oh, really?
It's like, well, we had a bunch of people that were all up and down the jetty and everything, and I would assume that they are locals that just come to watch the boats come in and out, because not many people are going to travel down there to see you off and then go back home or whatever. I wouldn't think they would, but,
right?
So I thought it was pretty cool. You got all these random people that just show up and wave and watch you go out to sea and hope you come back.
That's pretty much what it is.
Or probably the cast members with attendance problems they put down there just to wave at people. Like, you're gonna stand here all day and just wave at these people and then leave.
So one of the big selling points for Disney Cruise Line is the kids club. So the kids club, my kids only went to twice, and they only went to there twice because they had their older cousins with them. So they really didn't feel a need to go there because they could do things with their cousins. But my daughter, Connor, he didn't really want to be there because he wanted to hang out with my one cousin, Ava, his cousin Ava, who's 12, and she was kind of in between the two stages of kids clubs, and they were doing a lot of coloring, and Kelsey loves coloring, so Kelsey would have been the type of kid that she would have stayed in the kids club all day, whereas Connor would have had a harder time with it. But they only did it twice at night, and of what I've heard from other people in the kids clubs, that all the kids loved it. It just seemed to be my kids and my nieces and nephews did not really want to partake in that. They were just enjoying the freedom of walking around the ship and going swimming and getting ice cream. It's like all you can eat ice cream from the serving machine. It's funny because like the first day it was just like vanilla and chocolate. You can do vanilla or chocolate or the swirl, and all of a sudden it was like banana and strawberry the next day, and like it opened up a whole new world to them. So my one niece, Alexa, she was doing I think she was averaging between 10 and 15 ice cream cones a day.
Oh my god!
And she's small too, so and she was.
Did she get sick or no?
No, not at all. Yeah, she was fine, and she wasn't doing a lot on them. So, yeah. But I mean, they were constantly busy. The kids. I mean, there was always something going on. They were swimming, watching TVs on the thing, watching the movies up there on the funnel vision. And the kids loved it. They were doing the water slide. Matt, which one did you go on? You did the one with the aqueduct, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mine was the...
We were on the Dream. Are you thinking about the boat or the slide?
The slide, we did aqueduct. You had the duck, right? Aqueduct.
We had the duck.
The slide, the tube ride.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and that's a lot of fun. And the lines do get long though. I couldn't believe how long the wait for that was sometimes, like 30-40 minute waits on some days.
Yeah, there was a couple of times where we did it once and I hurt my foot and I was like, okay, I'm kind of good. I don't want to go back again. But we would walk by and like you said, it's all the way down the stairs and it's like a 45-minute wait. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go chill in the pool with a drink or something. I'm
right.
Were those the ships that have the like Avengers playrooms or?
Yes.
Was that the one?
I believe that's
like kids? The kids. Yeah, the kids stuff.
Area.
Yeah, they told me I wasn't tall enough to go in there yet, so
yeah,
I was kind of upset.
Yeah, I mean the kids rooms. There's a lot for them to do. We didn't do. So when we first got on the boat, we just pretty much went to the pool and just relaxed. We didn't go searching around the ship, exploring everything, because it was more of we just wanted to relax and just chill. So and just take advantage of that opportunity and not walk around the ship and see everything. But I mean, it's just impressive, really, how much there is to do on the ship. From the shows every night, like we saw Aladdin, and I believe that's leaving. They're doing something else. But did you see Aladdin, Matt?
No, they didn't have Aladdin. They had Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, so but it's a great performance. It's really entertaining. Aladdin was great, and I'm sure Beauty and the Beast was good too.
Well, we didn't get to see all of it. Melissa kind of got a little. It was our last night, and it was
okay.
It was a little rougher. It didn't really bother me, but sitting there, you could kind of see some of the stuff rocking on stage.
Okay.
And we didn't make it through most of it. She was like, "Yeah, I got to go."
The sets were rolling back and forth across the stage.
But yeah, we saw a show called Believe and Wishes, and
Wishes.
I did that when no one there, I guess, listened to the podcast or heard it, but I did run into Jeremy, who used to do the Backside of Magic podcast in a bar. So we're sitting in the Irish pub down there, I think on deck 3, I think it was, and Sharon, we're later on I found out she was like, oh yeah, somebody kept staring at us, and it was Jeremy who came up to me when I was paying the bill and was like, oh, are you Sean from Enchanted Seacock? I'm like, yeah. Well, it turns out...
Who's asking?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, I don't know anybody here. But I found out that there were 2 other people that listened to the podcast that were on the same ship too. So
nice.
I don't know. I don't really broadcast where I'm going, all the time, because I know a lot of people do that on the podcast, but it's not that I want privacy. I just want to make sure my home is safe and stuff along those lines, and people who are staying in the house.
Paparazzi are everywhere. I mean, it's annoying.
I do wish I could have met some people and hung out with them more. It would have been awesome. So Jeremy, hello, and everybody else, hello. I mean, there's just so much to do. The nightlife is great. The Wishes and Belief shows were really good. At first, I had a hard time in the beginning to get into them, but by the end, they were exceptional. They had like magicians that would make things disappear, but I didn't see the magicians. I didn't go to them.
They disappeared.
Like your kids, did they?
Yeah, my kids disappeared.
Make your kids disappear?
They tried, but they came back somehow.
Made your wallets disappear.
Oh, that's for sure. That is definitely for sure.
The wallet was still there, but the stuff inside the wallet was gone.
Right. So I know Sharon did a massage and she enjoyed it. It wasn't the best massage in the world, that she said, but she said it was good. They did try to upsell her a little bit at the end, so if you are looking to do a massage, just be aware of they try to upsell you. Just say no. Sometimes they'll ask you if you want to hear the spiel, and you can just say no, and they won't say anything, or you can have them do the spiel, and they'll explain to you other products they used on you during the massage and offer you to buy it, and you can just say no. That's if you want to do that.
Was Robert Kraft there or no?
I didn't see him. There? Yeah, he's probably in the concierge area,
Wrong kind of spa there, Keith. Wrong kind.
Oh, that's right. This is a family one.
Yeah. So, the one thing I was kind of shocked at was the bar scene. The first 2 nights, you saw a decent amount of people in there, but as the week went on, once 10 o'clock came around, the bars were somewhat empty. So it was kind of, I know. Listen, I know it's a family cruise and you're gonna have a lot of young kids, but I was kind of surprised that there weren't as many people out in the bars at night as I was expecting.
We didn't really. We did one of the beer tastings one day. There was a couple nights they did trivia that we wanted to go to, but we couldn't get there early enough, and the bar was slammed with people. So we were like, yeah, we're not going to just stand here to do trivia, so we left. So whenever we go back, we would like to go back and explore some of those a little bit more, get to hang out and see some of the stuff. But they have a lot of interesting stuff for people of all ages to keep you entertained. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't get really to do a whole lot with the bars. By the time we had dinner and everything, we walk around up top or whatever, and then we just go back to the room or whatever. So we didn't really hang out at the bar or anything.
Right. What really amazed me was the character interactions. If you are a person that loves characters, it is for the most part, it's really easy to see a character. You'll see them just walking around, or you'll see them on deck.
They just roam free then? It's not like at the parks where it's like a meet and greet?
Yes and no.
Yeah, it's a mix of both. Sometimes they have a handler, sometimes they don't. Depends where they are. You'll see it more with Mickey and Minnie. We've seen the princesses roaming on their own. Peter Pan and Captain Hook were just roaming around, chasing each other.
Sweet.
And it was unbelievable. The opportunities. Sharon was. I've talked about it in the past how Kelsey does not like the characters. This time, for some reason, she completely changed, and they were leaving Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and there was 3 princesses that showed up over there that they got their pictures with, and all of a sudden it was Daisy, and then Minnie Mouse, and then Mickey Mouse, and Donald Duck, and Kelsey was all into it. So she completely changed. Every other time we've in the park, she ran away from them and didn't want to go near them. She completely changed and wanted to hang out with them and see them. So we were amazed, and it was exciting to see that. But yeah,
I just wonder if it was the free roaming part, not you're standing there for 20 minutes in line and then...
Yeah, I mean, that could be certainly how it opened up to her. Yeah, because they were just literally walking by. I guess they were wherever room they were coming out of happened to be over in that area. So It's just, you're just like, I mean, like you're in the Magic Kingdom. Okay, you'll see a couple characters on Main Street, but like Mickey and the Fab Four were up on like the main deck, up by where you can play mini golf, taking pictures several days, like throughout the day. I was like, wow, I can't believe that. I just like one day I'm just walking by, I'm like, there's no line for Mickey. Hello, like where is everybody? So that's really amazing.
Was there like PhotoPass people that was on board or no?
Well, I mean, they're on board and they take pictures, but your PhotoPass from the parks doesn't work on the boat. You basically can go. They have like this gallery, and you can go to, and it will tell you where your file is or your folder, and you can go and you look through all the different pictures that they've taken, and if you want to buy one or if you want to buy a package or whatever, you can do something similar to that. I think they might have something similar to if you buy what is it, Sean? A Memory Maker. I think they have something similar to that on the boat, but I mean it's crazy expensive.
It's ridiculous.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But if you like, for us, we had 4 cabins, right, all together. So the first one would be full price, and then the next ones after that are 50% off. But still, I mean, $350 and then $175 per cabin after that. That's a lot of money. Like we're like,
right.
I'm like, well, you've got to be kidding. I'm like, we had kid pictures, in different cabins, and like, oh, we'll move the kids' pictures into your cabin if they're associated to another room. But adults we can't move the adults, so they'd have to stay in their own cabin. And I want to say it was like you can do like 10 pictures for $150. It was just, it's astronomical. Wow. Yeah, pictures are expensive.
Which it wouldn't be as bad, like, if you have extra people who can take pictures of you, but but it's just like Jenny and I, so it'd be just essentially, like selfies everywhere, because unless you stop like people and ask them and stuff, like,
Well, the PhotoPass person, or what? They're not PhotoPass, but the photographer, they will take your picture with your camera as well, so you can do that.
Oh, okay. So that's not bad then.
Yeah. The service is top notch. The wait staff that we had at our restaurant every night was incredible. This guy Andre, our assistant waiter Will. Andre was from Trinidad and Tobago. Will was from India, and then we had the head waiter, is sort of like the maitre d', and I forget what his name was, but they were all excellent. They were great with the kids. The last night we went out to Palo and we let the kids stay in the restaurant by themselves, and we go at the end of the night and we found that the kids took pictures with all the wait staff and everything. So
nice.
So they treated the kids really well, so we were happy about that. And our room steward, he was excellent. Of course they make the things on your bed every day, and they move like my kids' stuffed animals and plush animals, I should say. Turn down service every night. You get chocolate every night. Everything's like spick and span in the room, except for the day I was cleaning up my room. And I guess when we first got in there, I started unpacking all my clothes. So when we're leaving, I didn't go through all my clothes, and I was taking stuff back, and I was taking my stuff out, and a pair of underwear with a nasty stain fell onto my arm. Going back to the underwear on the bed. It wasn't mine.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was gross. So I kind of freaked out a bit. I cleaned up everything and put all the clothes that I had was near it into a separate bag. And they came and took it away. So if it was the beginning of the trip, I would have made a more stink of it. But get it, stink.
Yeah. See what you didn't know is they actually listened to the podcast. Like, hey, we're going to get this.
They planted it.
Yeah. So that's like the worst thing that happened to me on there. And we had a room with veranda, which was great because you can, the most amazing thing is like nighttime. is sitting out there at night for a little while, and you see lights in the distance. It could be one of the islands or a boat in the distance. It's just so relaxing having that right outside your room.
Is there smoking like on those or no?
You can't smoke on your veranda. No.
I think they have certain areas that you have to go to. But to be honest, I don't know that yes, when we were around some of the bars up on the main deck, there's a couple smoking areas off to the side, and there were people smoking there. But other than that, I don't remember running into anybody that was really smoking. So yeah, they have certain areas where you can do it, but it didn't seem like it was as obnoxious as it used to be in the parks.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I just wondered because my parents went on one. This wasn't with Disney, but they had like a balcony, and the room that was down from them, the guy smoked, and the wind like always went and took the smoke right like to them, and it just ruined her balcony, because if you sat out there, that's all that you smelled was smoke all the time.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to smoke out there, and if you do, you just tell somebody and they'll be pushed overboard. And then I guess like one of the questions would be, somebody might ask, like, should you have to get a veranda? I don't think you need to get a veranda. I mean, it makes your room feel a little bit bigger. Yeah. I think in total we spent maybe 2 hours on the veranda in a 7-day trip. So is it necessarily? Not really, but it's nice to get fresh air when you want it. It's nice to get up in the morning and go out there, or at night when you're going to bed. I don't think you need to have that, but I think it doesn't make a difference when you at least have an ocean view. You can look out and see something outside a window, so I would suggest at least having an ocean view.
Yeah,
what's the price difference with those? Do you know?
It's not terrible on the newer ships to go veranda. I mean, you might, depending on what it is. In some cases, it could be a few hundred, sometimes 500 or sometimes 1,000, depending on what deck and where you are. But a lot of people like the inside rooms, inside cabins, because of the cameras that they have. And they have a camera that will show you a view from outside, and then the characters, like the Nemo characters and whatnot, will show up on the screen. So they add something too for the inside, but it's
I think
not.
I would go stir crazy in those rooms, though.
I think so, but you're also not in the room a lot either.
No, but still, I mean, just whenever we like, because we had a veranda too, and we enjoyed being able to watch coming into port and leaving port,
which is nice. Yeah.
And like you said, if Melissa was getting ready or whatever, I would, step out on the balcony or whatever and just watch the water go by and, have a beer or something like that. So it was enjoyable. It kind of give you a bit of an extension to your room to where you're not just kind of cramped with everybody else. So
exactly. And you can bring beer on the ship, or wine. You're allowed to bring a 6-pack of beer at every port, as long as you carry it on your person, or 2 bottles of beer at every port, as long as you carry it on your person. So
I didn't know it was at every port. I wish I'd known that now.
Yep.
Dang.
Which we did not do.
I took it.
We did initially. I brought in.
Yes.
I brought beer and
thing.
stuff, but not in the port.
But I don't know if when we stopped in Nassau, I don't know if I'd have bought beer there, because everything seemed really expensive, and I don't know. We didn't adventure too far away from the boat, and I didn't see anywhere that looked like that would sell beer. So I didn't. I mean, of course, there's obviously the crap. I can't think of it now. Senior Frogs,
right?
But I mean, you can't buy a 6-pack or something from there.
Right.
But no, it was. I wish I'd have known that now. I would have to keep that in mind for the next time.
The one thing I do wish I had, it wasn't terrible, was a case of water. Disney sells them for $40 on the ship, and you can get one for like
shnikes.
Yeah, you can get one for $5 off the ship. I wish I brought it on, but you have to carry it on, and you have to. You can't because you're not going to get into your room for a couple hours once you get on the ship if you get on early. Yeah. So it's going to have to sit out, and you have to carry it around with you. It's not the end of the world. I do wish I had it, just because every night we'd be out at a bar or whatnot, and I'd have to go back to the room, and I'd have to grab our refillable cups that we brought with us, which hold 30 ounces each, and I'd go out and upstairs and get water for bed and whatnot. And that was open all night. You can get soda, refillable as many times as you want. But it's not the end of the world, because I loved being on the ship because I was getting a lot of exercise, and only one day I didn't do 20,000 steps on the ship. So that just tells you how much walking I actually did on the ship. I didn't mind. I would walk every morning. I woke up. I went for a 30-minute walk on deck, I think 3 or 4 or whatever it was. Deck 4. I do several laps around, and I enjoyed it. Just walked and enjoyed it and took in the atmosphere. It's so relaxing. I missed that probably more than anything else.
Did y'all do any of the packages or whatever when you first got on the boat? And I know they were offering like beer and water packages, because we kept getting harassed, but we were like, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
no,
we did not. They're like, oh, you can have beer for your room, or you have your water for your room. And that's when they were saying it's $40.
Okay.
I was only asked twice, and we just said no, and that was it.
That's insane. $40 for.
If they would have said 20,
case of water.
If it would have been 20, I would have bought it.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to think. 1, it's Disney. 2, you're on a boat. So, I mean, yeah, everything's going to be exorbitant,
Yeah,
so,
but I mean, it's water. I mean, I could see it being like beer and stuff that they would like charge you, quite a bit for. But it's water, for God's sakes. They shouldn't be like gouging you for water.
Yeah, I did like Sean said. We had cups and stuff, so I would just go fill it up at the fountains or whatever, and it worked for me. I mean, yes, you have to walk a little bit, but so what? Yeah,
it didn't bother me. I don't mind walking, especially in Disney. It doesn't bother me. I like to walk whenever I can walk, unless it's raining, then I don't want to walk. But and that's anybody. So, but I mean, overall, we had a great time. It's hard to actually say, is the Disney cruise worth it? But I mean, we didn't even talk about Castaway Cay. I mean, forget like I went to Cozumel and Grand Cayman, but which we had great times at, and Mexico was. I did not want to go to Mexico because you always hear the things that are going on, and Cozumel is probably the safest place in Mexico you can go, but you still get worried. Right. We had an incredible time in Mexico. We went and we went to a somewhere. There's a beach place where it was a water park, and there's a water slide and a big pool, and there was a trampoline park in the water, which was a lot of fun. So you'd climb up this, blow up trampoline and slide down or jump off the top and go into the water. So you got to see. I have GoPro video of it, of the kids jumping off, the adults jumping. It's hilarious, and we had such a fun time. But it was all you can eat and all you can drink, and I can't taste anything. So when you get there, like it's like, oh, I work for tips. I'm like, okay, that's fine, And at the end of the day, he's like, oh, are you going to give me a tip now? I'm like, yeah. So I gave him $20. He was really excited for me to give him $20. I didn't think that was a lot, but I gave him $20. He's like, oh, you want another margarita? I'm like, yeah, sure. So he comes back with the margarita, and he's like, oh, I put extra tequila in there. I'm like, oh, thank you. I can't tell the difference. I can't taste it. So like, I don't know. And then I finish it in like 3 minutes.
You could feel it though afterwards.
Yeah, you feel it. He's like, oh, you want another margarita? I'm like, yeah, I'll get another one. So I get another one and down it, and he's like, oh, I put a whole lot more tequila in that one for you. I can't taste it. So yeah,
let's go on the trampoline, kids.
Yeah. So on the bus ride back, I was like screaming for tequila, and going through the port in Mexico. Let's see. I bought a Mexican hat. They wanted $50 for it. I got it for $20. Connor wanted a Mexico baseball cap. They wanted $25. I got it for $10. Connor wanted, well, I should say I wanted Connor to have it. Is the like the ponchos that they have?
Yes. The Giants poncho I seen on Facebook?
Giant. Yes, the giant one. Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah, I saw that one.
He wanted like $125 for it. I got it for $35.
Oh, well, yeah, you can bargain with those guys. I mean, you can.
my nieces and nephews were getting a kick out of me because I was bargaining left and right, just taking money off. And the guy's like, "We need to make money too." I'm like, "Hey man, I got that, and that's why I'm buying 5 things." So it's fun. But the last thing would be Castaway Cay. Matt, why don't you go ahead and talk about it a little bit?
Well, you probably did more on Castaway Cay than I did. When we went in January,
you said it was cold.
Yes, it was cold. I went down expecting, it's the Bahamas, it's the Caribbean, the water be crystal blue, and I'll get to go swimming, and the water was blue, and it was freezing. We went ankle deep, and I told Melissa, I was like, "I'm good. I'll come back sometime when it's warm."
Wow.
Shrinkage.
I didn't even give it time for that. It was like I hit the water, and I was like, "Yeah, this is not happening. It's too cold."
Yeah.
When we first walked up, there were some people. Did you go to Serenity Bay, the adult side?
No, I did not.
Okay,
Serenity now.
It's turned different than the rest of the beach is, so it's facing a different direction, I guess I should say.
Okay.
And it's like the wind is constantly blowing directly onto that beach. And when we walk in, there's people laying on lounge chairs, huddled up, towels wrapped around them so they could stay warm. I'm like,
really?
This might not be a good idea. I mean, we hung out there for a while, had a couple drinks, and we ended up going over to the other beach. And just because the way it was turned, the wind wasn't on you and it was much warmer, we still didn't really get in the water much.
Wow.
But it's just an extension of the boat, basically. I mean, all you can eat food, ice cream, drinks. They have. Yes, Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. You can rent bikes and ride around the island. A lot of the snorkeling and stuff they didn't have because the water was so cold.
Oh yeah, the snorkeling was I thought was worth it. The kids enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Actually, Connor enjoyed it. And Sharon enjoyed it as well. Because like you go out, there wasn't a whole lot of fish to see, but I did get to go see the Nautilus, and that is really cool to see that one of the ships from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's cool.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about the Mickey that's out there as well in the water because I wasn't going back out once I got back in because it is tiring.
Yeah.
But it's worth doing if you're thinking about doing it. And water is great. The water slide was a lot of fun. We enjoyed doing that. And I did the Castaway Cay 5K. You get a rubber medal. Granted, you'd love to have a metal one, but it's still cool to do that. And there's not a whole lot to see when you're doing it because you're in the middle of the island. You're not seeing a whole lot, but I'm glad I did that. And my kids did that. And my nieces and nephews did that as well. I was the only adult that did that of the group, so I'm glad we did it.
Did they have characters out for you?
They did not. No, not when I was running. No.
I'm wondering if it might have been just the when I did it because it was the challenge after the marathon weekend.
Okay.
Because they had, let's see, there was Genie in his vacation outfit, and then Max was on there, and then at the end they had Mickey and Minnie.
Wow.
But no, I mean it was, like you said, it was fun. There's not a whole lot to see. Yeah, I mean, but it's kind of cool. You get on the island first, so you can kind of explore a little bit. I've heard the one that you did is a lot later in the morning, so it is extremely hot. So make sure you hydrate.
It was warm. Yeah, it was warm.
But I think it's kind of cool though that main, I guess the main drag that you're on when you start and finish. That's actually an abandoned airfield.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool to. To see that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm trying to think of anything else. I don't think so. Not that I can remember at the moment. It's not like I was keeping notes or wanted to talk about certain things. I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, they had, some pretty cool souvenirs and stuff. But I mean, nothing a lot of times you'd be like, oh, this is really cool. And then you see it like, oh yeah, I don't really need it that bad. So
yeah, like we wanted to hit all the shops on the way back, so we left a little bit earlier, but they closed all the shops early because they were preparing for the hurricane.
Like on the boat or
on the island?
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so like I think they closed the shops at like 3:00, So, and we were packing up at like 3:15 and heading back, and everybody had to be off the island by 4:30. So we're like, there's nothing open? And they said, yeah, we close early because they're preparing for the hurricane. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I did, one thing that I did find pretty amazing is, did you walk in the shops on the boat? Like with where the, I guess for lack of a better term, like where the jewelry shop and all that is?
Yes.
There was a guy on our boat, and obviously this must happen a lot because they wouldn't offer it if it didn't. But he's already spent all the money to go on the cruise, and he walks in and buys, I want to say it's one of the tag watches.
Oh,
I mean, he dropped several grand on this watch, and I'm sitting here going like, holy crap, dude, you spent all this money on this cruise, and now you're buying like a $2,000-$3,000 watch. I was like, can you just slide just a little bit my way, please?
Adopt me, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Will you be my daddy?
But yeah, it's just amazing to see that there's this whole other level. I mean, because people go on vacation, but then you walk around and you're going to say, oh, who would buy it? And then some guy walks in and buys it. I'm like, okay,
right,
well, obviously somebody buys it. So
Yeah.
I'll take 3. Thank you, sir.
Can I return these?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's all I got.
Yeah, I think you covered it pretty well. I mean, from what I remember and everything, I enjoyed it. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, I enjoyed it. Would I do it again? Yes, in a heartbeat I would. So
I would do it again. Yeah, just to experience Castaway Cay.
Yeah, I would want to. I think I would want to go a little bit longer. We were on I think it's 4 days, but I'd like to go. I don't know if I want to go. You were on what, 7?
7, yeah. I would honestly. I don't know how anybody can do anything shorter than that. I really don't.
Well, because see, like we got to a point where at the end of it, I was starting to go a little. I was like, all right, because we got on the boat. We went to Nassau, went to Castaway, and then we had a day at sea. And I guess the day at sea, I was kind of like, all right, I'm tired of. Yes, there's a lot to do on the boat, but I'm tired of seeing the boat. I'm going to go do something else. We didn't spend a lot of time in Nassau because Nassau was, in my opinion, a waste of a stop.
That's what a lot of people say.
So, I mean, we spent a lot of time on the boat there, so we didn't really get off a whole lot. So by the end of ours, I was like, all right, I'm ready to get off the boat.
Right.
So I'm a little leery about doing a longer trip, but I would like to, something with more stops I think would be better.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so that's going to do it for this week. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Kingdom Strollers. Get your premium stroller and crib rentals at kingdomstrollers.com. Let the vacation experts at mousepros.com help plan your next perfect Disney vacation. Don't forget to check out the store at redbubble.com/Tiki Talk Podcast. You can connect with us on social media. Find us at Facebook and Channel Tiki Talk, Instagram, and Twitter at Tiki Talk Podcast. You can leave us a message on the Tiki Talk hotline at 256-4MyTiki. And if you enjoyed the show, please take the time to rate us on iTunes. You can find me at 1 Minute Disney Dream. That's 1MIN Disney Dream, MouseWorldVacations.com, and MousePros.com.
And you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Dole Whip Daily.
I'm on Instagram at mholly579 and Twitter's Matt Goes Dirt.
And with that, Alan, take it away.
Thanks for listening this week. For Sean and Keith, I'm Alan, and this has been Enchanted Tiki Talk. Aloha.
Enchanted Tiki Talk has been brought to you by mousepros.com. Let us plan your perfect Disney vacation. And by kingdomstrollers.com for all your premium stroller and crib rental needs. For all of us here, I'm David Benter. Thanks for listening to Enchanted Tiki Talk.